Jai Srimannarayana. We will say the Tanyans and then move to Pasuram. नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णं पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिशतशिरःसिद्धमध्यापयन्तीं स्वोच्छिष्टायां सृजनिगलितं याबलात्कृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः अन्नवयल पुदुवै आண்டாள் அரங்கற்கு வண்ண திருப்பாவை பல்பதியம் இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளை சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே தொல்பாவை பாடியருளவள்ள பல்வளையாய் நாடினி வேங்கடவர்க்கென்ன விதியென்ன இம்மாற்றம் நாங்கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. So Andal, she says she's a 6-year-old girl who is going from home to home telling about Krishna Leela, and she's asking everybody to join her in going and singing for Krishna. Okay, she's telling, let's all go take a bath. Do you go take a bath on your own or you go with everybody else?
On your own.
On your own, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, but here Andal is telling everybody, let's go take the bath. What is that bath? If you are immersed, you need not be immersed just in water, right? You can be immersed in an experience, a joy. You can be immersed in joy. So she says, let's all be immersed in the joy of Krishna Katha, in Krishna Ganam, in talking about Krishna Leela, Krishna Cheshtitas. And then you don't have to know too much about Krishna either. Just saying Krishna Namam is enough. Namam is enough. Okay, she says. Okay, so in doing that, every day, 5 pasurams were done, first 5 were done. And then from 6th to, she's telling why we are doing this 30-day austerities of doing a pasuram every day. And then the next she says, I cannot do it on my own. All of us have to go. It's unfair to leave you and go. That's what she said. So she packed up everybody and she said, let's all go and all understand Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha, listen to Krishna Katha and do Krishna Ganam. That's a Krishna Anubhavam, right? So she creates a Gokulam in Srivilliputturu. There is Vadamadura, and then where is the Madura, right? Madurai, Madura, 2 different places, right? So Mathura to Madurai, she comes all the way south, and she's creating her own Gokulam. And you can be anywhere, but Krishna is there in Samamish. He is in Samamish. Can anybody deny it? No. Krishna is. Similarly, Krishna can go to Srivilliputturu and make Goda Gokulam for her. And so she is getting this Krishna Anubhavam wherever she is, just like wherever we are. Okay, we need not be amidst. When Krishna was born, when he took his avataram like gopis, we don't have to be that. In Kali Yugam, wherever you are, you can do Krishna Katha and love Krishna. So that's the thing. And in doing that, she wakes up all the gopis, gathers all of them from 6th to Pasuram to the 15th Pasuram, 10 gopis, also the 10 alvars along with her. And then now we are waking up one after the other. First 16th Pasuram, she wakes up the gatekeepers, or tells the gatekeepers to open the door because they arrive at Krishna's home. Krishna's home will be small or Krishna's home will be really big? What do you think?
Small.
Why? His father is the king of Nanda Vraja Bhumi. His name is Nandagopa, and he is the king of that place. So he has a huge house. Okay, so Nandagopa has a huge house and he has security. Like how we have ring now, they have security guards. So the security guards are woken up and they are told, can you open the door in 16th Pasuram. 17th Pasuram, Goda goes and wakes up. Where was he? He was sleeping along with his mom, dad, everybody. So he says, mom, so they wake up his dad, Nanda Gopala. They wake up his mom, Yashoda. Then they wake up Balarama. Then they wake up. Now they have to wake up. If they all woke up, first they wake up Krishna, and Krishna says, "No, my older brother is still sleeping." Right? Who wakes up? You wake up first, or Anna wakes up first? Yeah, see? Then so Amma never wakes up you first. So she says, we woke up the younger brother first. She said, no, go wake up my older brother. Then they go and wake up the older brother, and then the younger brother is woken up. Okay? But then he says he won't wake up. Then they go and wake up Nappinai. Okay? Nappinai or Neela Devi. Okay? Neela Devi is one gopi who was always very close to Krishna. Okay, so these three pasurams that we are talking about tell us that we cannot wake up or go to Krishna directly without going through Tayar. She is the first one. Like it could be your own home, but when you go to your brother's home, you cannot go to your brother's home directly. You have to go through your sister-in-law. Fair enough? Yeah. And that's the rule. That's the rule. She has made a promise. We didn't. She made a promise to that home. I hit some nerve somewhere. Sorry. Okay. So always go to approach any home through the through the woman. Okay, so but here in this mainly because they are telling us to approach Perumal through Tayar. Without Tayar, he is without love. How does Krishna without love look like? Nothing. Krishna means love. Krishna means love. So Tayar is the embodiment of love. Right? So yeah. So they go and wake up Nappinai yesterday, and then they say, Nappinai, can you open the door? Because can you open with your pet? They tell her, it's the dawn is, the sun is already here, because lot of what makes noises in the morning in India? The chicken. The roosters, yeah. The roosters make noises. They say the roosters are making noises. The koil. I don't know what they're called in English anymore. No. Cuckoos. The cuckoos are making noises. Koil. They're making noises. Can you come open the door with your beautiful red lotus-like hands? Can you open the door which has beautiful bangles, and then as you open the door, it's poetic. It's very poetic. So open the door. That's what they say. So today's pasuram, in today's pasuram, the very special pasuram, Kuttu Vilakkiriya Kotrukal Kattinne. So even though everything looks like we had a fairly decent storyline so far, right? Looks like a storyline, but they are saying Vedam Anaithukum Vittahum, right? So they are saying entire Vedam is given in this Thiruppavai in a nutshell. So how is it possible? Because in doing Krishna Katha, we are doing entire Bhagavatam, right? In doing Krishna Katha, we also know a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, right? What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is Upanishads. They say Upanishads. And then we are looking at how Balarama and Krishna are just like how Rama and Lakshmana are. So we do a lot of Ramayanam. And these are not sporadic books that came out here and there. They all have origins from the Vedams and the Upanishads. Right? So in understanding Kuttu Vilakku, what it means, we will see how important all our scriptures are. What do scriptures teach us? How to do puja? That also is there. The odd is that they all teach us how to be better people, how to be nice, how to solve our problems. Because in life there will be one thing after the other. Today you are very happy, right? Tomorrow we could be lot more, happier. Then we will say, yesterday I was not that happy, right? We might say something like that. So life keeps changing. So, but what is it that keeps you steady in life? That's what they want you to hold on to. Your values, your love, you being a better person, that you being the person that shows up. We all do that in some levels, but to be consistent and to be doing it as a Krishna Kainkaryam is what we learn. Okay, next. So in today's Pasuram, I'll say the Pasuram, you please repeat. குத்து விளக் we are Tamil people, okay. குத்து விளக்கெரிய. Two times you will say that. Yeah. குத்து விளக்கெரிய. கோட்டுக்கால் கட்டில் மேல். மெத்தென்ற பஞ்சசயனத்தின். மேலேறி. கொத்தலர் பூங்குழல். நப்பின்னை கொங்கை மேல். வைத்து கிடந்த. மலர் மார்பா. வாய் திறவாய். மைத்தடக் கண்ணினாய். நீ உன்மணாளனை. எத்தனை போதும். துயிலெழ ஒட்டாய்க்கான். எத்தனை ஏலும். பிரிவாத்த கில்லாயால். தத்துவமன்று. தகவன்று. ஏலோரெம்பாவாய். You take this, I'll take mine. Yeah, take it. So, this Pasuram, swap our laptops.
Okay. You open your camera. That's it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Kuttu vilakeriya kotukal. So we said this this scenario is such that Andar and Krishna are in an intimate setting. Okay. And then where are they? Kuttu vilakeriya kotukal kattil mel. So there are this kuttu vilakku, right? Many of you know. Aidu mukamula unna deepamu. For those of you in Telugu, ఐదు ముఖములున్న దీపము ఉన్న గుత్తు దీపములు అంటారు కదా, అవి వెలుగుతూ ఉన్నాయి. దోస్ ఆర్ ది లిట్ అప్ దోస్. కోట్రకాల్ కట్టిల్ మేల్. That lamp is there, and then there is a bed which is made out of ivory, which is made out of ivory. Mettenna panchasenatil. Mettenna is like it's very soft bed. Mettati parufu. Panchasenatil. So beds or what are those mattresses? Mattresses are supposed to have 5 qualities. So the one that has 5 qualities, it like can always feel like sleeping there, right? So quality of it. Yeri. So they're over there, and then Kottular, Poongulal, and then how is Neela Devi say? Her hair is tied up and she has beautiful hair. Even in yesterday's pasuram, we see she has beautiful hair that is Kandam Kamalam Kumali. So it's like smelling of sandalwood. Okay. Nappinnai Kongai Mel. So Krishna is resting there. Okay. Vaithu kidandiya malar marpa. So he's resting there, and because he is with Tayar, he is very in a very happy mood, or he is vikasinchina. He's like, his um
His face is like
lightened up.
light.
Lightened up. Okay. We've been doing it in Telugu, so it will be a little bit of shift into language. Okay, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, Vaitikidanda. And then he's standing over there. Vai Thiruppavai. So they're both like that. But their job is to ask Tayar to come and open the door, right? So when they ask the Tayar, and then they're saying, Vai Thiruppavai, can you just open your mouth and say something? And they're saying, Maitadam Kanninai, how are our eyes? Always Asitekshana. In Ramayanam, everywhere you see Asitekshana. Okay, Savisalakshi, Asitekshana. Say, very beautiful, big black eyes with nice kajal, what is it? Around her, Kataka, around her eyes, beautiful eyes. Okay, நீ உன்மணாளனே, நீ உன்மணாளனே, with your husband, him. எத்தனை போதும், எத்தனை போதும், even 1 second, at least a second, தூயிழல ஒட்டாய் காண். Can you not let him go even for 1 second? That's what they're asking. எத்தனை ஏலும் பிரிவாற்ற கில்லாய். So it is very surprising because you are the one who cannot, like, she's just with him, and then staying away from him is impossible. Like, usually you want all of us to be together, but it's kind of very surprising that all ascharya, it is very surprising. Tattva mandru, it is not your in your swarupam. It's not, yeah, it's not you. If you are having the joy of keeping Krishna to yourself, right? We usually get, what do we do? To get just one ice cream for an entire family? No. We get a tub and we share. Something we like, we have to share it. And then they're saying they are all, we are all here waiting for you, and you are absorbed in Krishna Anubhavam, all for yourself, and that is not your Swarupam. So come and open the door for us. Even the next Pasuram also, they are still, Tayar and Neela Devi and Krishna are still there, even in the next Pasuram. But today's Pasuram, this is all the meaning. They're telling there's lights, there is a bed, and then it's soft. There's made up of ivory, and then they're lying, leaning on each other, lying each other, and then they are saying, this is not your sword. Come outside and join us. That's what they're saying. Okay. And then they're talking about the beautiful eyes of Krishna. So anytime that's all there is in our Sampradayam, there is a lot more, especially words like Vilakku. There is references to Deepam or Kanna, which means, okay, the more adjectives they use, more depth in there. As soon as somebody says Kanna in our Sampradayam, we just have to say they're talking about Jnanam, some reference to Jnanam. Okay? When they talk about Vilakku, right? That is also reference to Jnanam. Some reference is being made. So what it is, we will do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll just do topical only today, perhaps, and then we can go in depth later. Okay. குத்து விளக்கெரிய கோற்றுக்கால் கட்டில் மேல். Okay. And then Krishna is talking about this 5 ఐదు ముఖములు గల దీపం అని అంటున్నారు కదా. They have the vilakka is like 5 wicks. So this one is called kut or gutti deepamu in Telugu. Okay. So for gopis, five.
Five together. Basically, imagine a lamp with five bulbs.
So what is Neela Devi doing here? She's lit that lamp, and then what is she doing with that lamp lit? She's looking at Krishna. When we look at Krishna, we just don't want to turn our head. Krishna looks so beautiful. Any Krishna, like how beautiful Krishna carving you have, right? It's so beautiful. You're just like, wow. They thought about it, all the mala, the vanamala, everything is so beautifully done, right? So anywhere you say, even for home decorations also, we all like somewhere Krishna, right? Yeah, in any form he is. The Neelam and the Mail, everything is so colorful about Krishna. And he is dark, his eyes are bright, and then there is this vastram that he wears, yellow colored one. And then he has the Mail Kanna, which is like bluish green in color. So he is dark, but all these other guys, and then he has these beautiful pearl mala, and then kaustubam he has, and he has vanamalas all decorated from. So imagine it like a dark this thing, and then all the vanamalas, and then they're all colored flowers, random flowers, and then tulasi, green color. So imagine all the colors, green, white, blue, purple, mustard colors. Krishna is so colorful, right? కృష్ణుడు తలుచుకుంటే ఎన్నో రంగులతో ఉన్న కృష్ణుడు చూసేటప్పటికి ఆయనేమో నల్లగా ఉంటాడు. హిస్ వెరీ డార్క్ కృష్ణ, గంగే నలుపు, బట్ హిస్ ఆల్ సో కలర్ఫుల్. How can you say somebody who is so dark as colorful? He is dark and colorful, still colorful. So Neela Devi is looking at that beautiful moham, the face of Krishna in that light. Imagine a light on that face. Like they have special lights, right? We say, put focus lights, we say. Why? Focus lights, we know how beautiful in light the pictures come up, right? So Neela Devi is admiring Krishna's beauty in that. Okay. So usually for everybody, when we say in standard sampradayam is, night refers to darkness, ajnanam, light refers to jnanam. So everything must be done in light. So during daytime, that's what they say. Night time is on Rakshasa's time only, we say. But gopis prefer night time. Why? Because in their Gokulam, they have this limits of, they are all restricted not to meet Krishna. So they all wait for evening, because in the evenings they go to Yamuna. And when go to Yamuna, that's when they get to meet Krishna. Okay. So this light is usually something that they are not favor of. But here in that light, Neela Devi is taking the anubhavam of Krishna. Okay. And then Shall we leave it there? Okay. There's so much over. So this Jnana Deepam, we said 5, right? Jnanam, if you go a little bit deeper into it, Jnanam, where does all our Jnanam coming from? Shruti, which is Vedam. Shruti, Smruti, Puranam, Itihasam, Puranam, and Agamam. The 5 wicks and the Jnana Deepam. Now you see, where is our knowledge coming from? Now our knowledge is coming from our scriptures. Okay, that is one of the references. That is one of the references. And then we also said that they had like going a little deeper into it. That's it. And then we also said they have
the elephant's tusk. The bed is made up of the legs of the bed are made up of elephant tusk. Where did they get that from? Because remember in Krishna Avataram, Krishna kills an elephant called Kuvalayapidam. So these are made from that elephant's tusk. Okay, they are made from that. And then
That is Airavatam.
Airavatam, right? There is Kamsa, he deploys one elephant then at the gates of Mathura. And he says, as soon as Krishna comes, Madagajam, they say, right? You know, that it one is full of Madam. So he said, as soon as Krishna enters, leave that Gajam, the elephant. So Krishna kills that as soon as after he enters, before he kills Mathura, before he kills Kamsa. That is the yeah. Yeah, so that one. And then we also talked about how the reference Mittanna Pancha Sainatil Meleri. So they're talking about the 5 things that a bed should have. Mettanna Panchasainatil. How should the bed be? Bed should be very soft. It should be very cool. Like, and it should not. And then it should have nice fragrance. I was wondering when we first came to US, you go to Bath and Body, they would have pillow mists. I was wondering, what are these pillow mists? At least if they have. So parimalam is part of it. And then it has to be white. It has to be white in color. And then it has to be
it's basically
wide. It has to be wide. King size. King size. Okay. Everything that we have. But it is only, usually this is all they say, but it makes us tamasikam. Right? The more comfortable it is, we are more into it. But here, if you go a little deeper into it, they are talking about the Arthapanchaka Jnanam. Arthapanchaka Jnanam. When they say anything 5, like 4, when earlier we said, Kuttuvilakku 5, we said it is a Shruti, Smriti, our scriptures, those are the 5 references they are making. Here the 5 lakshanas of the bed refer to the Arthapanchaka Jnanam. Arthapanchaka Jnanam is, who should we know about? Because see, beyond this body of you being somebody's spouse, somebody's kid and everything, there is inside a Jivatma inside us, right? If there's that we all know is inside something that makes us think, that makes us do what we do, that makes us push out of our homes and go to satsangs like this, right? There is something beyond. So what is that? What is it that we should know? And then what is our Swarupam like? Who am I? And then what should I get? And then how do I get there? And then what are the virodhis? What is it, something that is stopping me from? What are the obstacles? And then what if I get? What is the phalam? What is the phalam? This knowledge we should all have. We should have the first question, who am I? Who am I? Who is Paramatma? What is our sambandham? Why am I not able to understand him? What is stopping me? And if I know him, what is the phalam? Okay, this Arthapanchaka Jnanam is very, very important. This we should have. கொத்தலர் பூங்குழல் நப்பின்னை கொங்கை மேல் வைத்து கிடந்த மலர் மார்பா வாய் திறவாய். So Neela Devi is wanting to go open the door, but Krishna doesn't let her open the door. Krishna doesn't let her open the door. And why they say? Because he's happily resting. Neela Tungastanagiri Tati Suktam Udbodhya Krishnam, right? He's happily resting. So he doesn't want to open the door. Okay? And then he says, um, mm, Maittada Kanninai. We said the beautiful eyes. In fact, in one of um, Vedanta Desika's literatures, in one of the Upanyasams I was listening to, Tayar's eyes are so big. So we said Krishna is very dark, right? Karuppu, like that dark is. So how did he become so dark? It seems in a poetic language, Desikar says, this when Tayar wanted to look at Perumal, and when he wanted to look at Perumal, she opened her eyes, and when she opened her eyes, she gently opened and takes a side glance of him, and in doing that, her eyes are really big. So is the amount of kajal on top of it. So a little bit of it spills on him, making him dark. Making him dark. So you need to have that poetic mindset to understanding that aspect. So that's what they say. நீ உன் மணாளனை எத்தனை போதும் துயிலெழ ஒட்டாய் காண். Okay. You are not letting go of him even for a second, which is not actually your swarupam. They say, and then they say, we are here to serve both of you. We are here to serve both of you. So if we see you together, we want to do the Mangala Sasanam to you. So can you please open the door? They say, எத்தனை ஏலும் பிரிவாத்தகில்லாயால் தத்துவமன்று தகவேலோர் எம்பாவாய். Okay, so they say, you have to, it is not in your swarupam, it is not your swabhavam, it is not who you are really. So please come and open the door so that we all can enjoy what you are enjoying by yourself.
This is 19th Pasuram, right? Today is 19th day of Dhanurmasam. So far, at least till 17 days, right? So there was a beautiful journey of Goda along with her friends, let's call that way, right? Then all of them, they together came to Krishna's home and tried to wake everybody in Krishna's home, right? So since this is happening and the imagination of Andal is happening in the Gokulam setting, right? In the Gokulam, Yashoda is there, Nanda is there, and Krishna obviously is there, and Balaram is also there. Along with that, what we learnt is Nappinai, right? Nappinai. She is none other than Mahalakshmi herself, right? So after waking up Yashoda, Nanda, and Balarama, they come to wake up Nappinai. But in this case, Nappinai and Krishna are together in the same room, let's call that way, right? So they are in an intimate position, right? They are in an intimate position. So it is advised by our acharyas that we should always pray Sri and Narayana together. And that's why when we say our greeting, Jai Srimannarayana, that's what we say all the time, right? So we have to pray Sri and Narayana together. So we have instances in our itihasas, what happened to a person who prayed or who wanted only Sri or who wanted only Narayana. So if you go back and look into the scripture, Ramayana, right? Shurpanaka came for Rama alone. And she, in fact, advised Rama, okay, I'm going to eat Sita and then we get married. Right? So that means she's only interested in Rama alone. What happened? We know the story. And on the other hand, Ravana came only for Sita. Ravana gave so many, at least he showed, okay, I have this, everybody is afraid of me and whatnot. He showed his prowess. But he only wanted Sita, not Sita Rama, right? What happened to Ravana? We know the story, right? So that's the reason why our acharyas suggested us to pray Sri and Narayana together, Sriman Narayana, right? So that's why we say always Jai Siya Ram, right? Even in the North India or whatsoever, Jai Sri Ram. We don't say Jai Ram or whatsoever, right? At least we say Sri Ram. That Sri is what? Sita herself, right? So that's how it is. So, in this particular case, Andal and her friends, gopis, are trying to wake up Nappinai, right? But Nappinai is with Krishna. In yesterday's Pasuram, they already tried, right? That was their first try, right? That was their first try. And in that Pasuram, Krishna was not mentioned, right? Krishna was not mentioned. So, after calling in that previous Pasuram, Nappane was right about to get up from the bed, and she's about to open the door for the Goda and the gopis. But then Krishna holds on to Nappinai. Now don't go. Something like that. Right? Don't go. So then Nappinai obliges that, okay, let me wait. After hearing this, Andal Goshti, who is outside of the room, they are calling out, you are the personification of Karuna. You are the personification of Karuna. Right? In one of the shlokams in Godastuti, right? Sri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli Sri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Drushyam Sakshat Kshamam Karunaya Kamalavimanyam Godavaranya Sharanaha Sharanam Prapadya. That's what we say. Vedanteshkar says. Right? So she is the personification of Karuna. Right? The kindness. Right? When your children are calling you, how can you be without that quality? That's what they are asking from outside, right? So, since Krishna held on to Nappinai, she couldn't get up and then open the door, right? So that's the kind of setting that we are in. So we have to go from there, essentially, right? And from there is a beautiful scene of what kind of bed Krishna and Nappinai were basically sleeping on, and what it is made of, and what are the qualities of the bed. There are 4 legs for the bed, right? So all those things we've seen just now, right? So the other quality that we saw within the room was there is a bunch of lamps which are very much glowing, right? So let's go each piece by piece, right? So first one, let's go with the lamp, right? So the lamp is the indication of jnana, the knowledge, right? Lamp is the indication of the knowledge. So, if you have darkness, how can you take that darkness out? Only through light, right? There is no other way, right? If there is darkness, only when there is light, the darkness will go away. By default, you don't need to do anything, right? When it comes to the dawn, right? Once the sun comes, darkness will go away automatically. So, this jnanam is what has been told us, or told here in this particular pasuram, as lights, right? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajantamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. So whoever approaches to Krishna, right? Whoever approaches Krishna, he personally, nashayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. So he personally said, I am going to erase their darkness, right? Erase their darkness through jnana deepena bhasvata. So I am going to light a jnana deepam in their mind heart, right? Mind and heart. So that they can see what is actually happening around us. We might see something, but we might perceive something else, right? So that is a differentiation. So if you want to see exactly what is happening, you need some kind of a knowledge, right? So that is the kind of knowledge Krishna is talking about here. So that knowledge Krishna gives only who approaches Krishna for that kind of knowledge, right? So that's a small description about the lamps, right? Lamps. The next step is the entire bed has, normally all our beds will have 4 different poles and whatnot, right? And even though they are all wide, king size, California king and whatnot, majority of them will have four legs in, right? So those four legs, what they represent is what our acharyas will tell us in a much more elaborated fashion, right? Okay, they are just the legs of the beds. What is there in it, right? Just now we heard every reference or every word that comes from our scripture. It's not literally four means just four. There is something more to it. What could be four means, right? What could be that four means? So there are many four things that are there. For example, we have four Vedas: Rug, Yajus, Sama, Atharvana Vedas, right? And we have four different types of species that has been categorized at the top level, right? Manushya, Tiryak, Stavara, and Jangama, right? So Manushya is all of us. Tiryak means basically all the different types of animals, right? Stavara means unmovable, right? So these are the kind of things that have been given in the four types of things, right? And then obviously there are many different things are given in the four, right? For example, there are varnas, there are ashramas. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartarama vidya kartaramavayam, right? So based on guna and karma, there are multiple different varnas and ashramas. So the varnas, I'm sure you all know, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. These were the varnas. So this is completely different from what are the castes that we are seeing, right? These are the varnas, right? And then ashramas. Ashrama is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, right? I'm sure most of you have heard these names literally, but yes, so when we talk about four, right, all these will come into play, right? And more, we can actually talk about, I'm just giving you the words, right? Not talking anything more than giving the words. But if you want to understand really what they are and how they are related to us and how they are useful for us, right? We can talk a lot more, right? And there are four goals for all of us. As humans, there are four goals for all of us. I'm sure whoever is working in the corporate, you get the goals every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, short term, long term, and whatnot, right? And you have to fulfill them for that particular year or 6 months and whatnot. But as humans, we all have the same four goals. In corporate, you have different goals and your boss has different goals. Your teammate has different goals and your subordinate has different goals. But here, these four goals are same for every single human being. What are they? They are called dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So these are the four goals all of us should have, right? These are called Chaturvida Purusharthas. Purushartha means the one people have to achieve, right? Even though it is Purusharthas, it's not only for Purushas or only for Stris. That Purushartha is different from whatever the Purusha and Stri, the definition that we know of, right? This Purushartha is same for every single human being, right? Every single human being. It's not different for Stri or Purusha, right? So, we can actually go on this four. So we have four yugas, right? Kruta Yuga or Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga, right? So when they say four, these many different things come out from our Veda base, right? Our scriptures are enormous. So these are all things that we are essentially talking about, right? And obviously there are four different types of people who go to Krishna, it seems, right? There are four different types of people who actually approaches Krishna. They are called Artho, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani. So I'll just give you one-liner explanation for this. Artho means those who are in some kind of pain. It could be pain means it's not literally somebody is pinching, but it could be your health trouble, your neighbor trouble, your boss is troubling you, any of these things, right? Artho. And then the second category of people that goes to Krishna or approaches Krishna, approaches God, is Jignasu. So that means people who are very much inquisitive in nature. So they want to learn more about God. Oh, they just want to learn. So we say in our regular corporate setting, I'm curious, right? Oh, I have a question. I'm so curious. But after that, when you get the answer, what you do, it doesn't matter. But you'll say, okay, I'm curious. I want to know this, right? After that, whether you use it or not, you don't know, or the person who is giving you the knowledge also doesn't know. These are the kind of people, the second category, inquisitive. So they are basically inquiring. They're not, you cannot say whether they're really, really interested in Krishna or not. They just want to know, right? I'm here just to know. So that is the second category. Artharthi. So the literal meaning of artha means money. Who doesn't want money? Right? So also artharthi is literally is money, but we will have to put it in an umbrella, which we have to say Aishwarya. So it could be your home, it could be your children, it could be your money, it could be your jewelry, it could be any of that, right? That is artharthi. And the fourth category is jnani, right? These people who are literally going to Krishna for knowledge only. Through that knowledge, they want to worship Krishna, nothing else. They don't want anything else. They are not asking anything in return for themselves. So, the other three people, you can say, they have selfish desires. Right? The other three kind of categories, they have selfish desires. But this category, they're not selfish. They just want to learn about Krishna. They want to serve Krishna only. They are not selfish. So these are the four different kind of people who approach Krishna also, right? I mean, there are four different kinds of people who doesn't approach Krishna also there, right? We don't want to learn about that, right? We don't want to learn about that, right? Because those are Rakshasas, these kind of qualities, right? We don't want to learn about. But there are still four kind of categories of people who doesn't want to go to Krishna also. Right? Yeah. So, likewise, four meaning, just on the four, the word four, opened the door for this kind of discussion for us. Right? Then you can imagine for each of the word, how long we could be going for discussion, right? How long we could be going for the discussion.
Much we can discuss.
Exactly, right? So
that's the point.
I'll touch upon the 5 things. Basically, we said the qualities of the bed. 5 qualities, right? So we opened the door for 4, so many things. 5, I don't go that far. I'll finish it faster, right? So there is a concept that we have been discussing as part of this Goshti. Since people are following it, that's the reason why I want to bring that up, right? So we touched upon light is for Jnanam, right? Light is for Jnanam. So we discussed about Jnanam has 3 different parts to it. Swa Jnanam, Prapaka Jnanam, Prapya Jnanam. Swa Jnanam means knowledge about yourself. Knowledge about yourself. Prapya Jnanam is the Jnanam about your goal. Right? Jnanam about your goal. Prapaka Jnanam is the Jnanam about how you are going to achieve the goal. Good, right? You know about you know about your goal, you know about how to achieve the goal. That's all we need, right? We don't need anything else in a life. Right? So this is basically the split in the Jnanam. But this Jnanam comes from various sources. Right? This Jnanam comes from various sources. So those sources have been split into, again, 5 different categories, right? So the first source, it's a root for everything else, right? Even though I'm calling it as 5, we only have one source. But from that one, rest of the 4 came, right? That one root of the source is Veda. That's one root of the source is Veda, which we call it as Shruti, right? Shruti, Shabdam. These are all basically synonyms, we can say. Synonyms for the Veda. Vedam, Shruti, Shabdam, all these are talking about Vedam only. And then the next thing is Smruti. So those who understood the Veda and they practiced whatever that is there and they wrote for future generations. Since Vedas are vast, right? Vedas are vast. And it's not very easy for a person to complete studying the entire Veda in one lifetime. Forget about one lifetime. There was a Maharshi whose name is Bharadwaja. He spent 3 lifetimes in reading the Veda and understanding. But after 3 lifetimes also, he couldn't complete the Veda. He went back to the Vaikuntha Loka and asked, how much Vedam? Swami, how much Vedam I covered? Then there is a heap of Vedam there, just like when you go outside, there is a heap of sand or whatsoever, right? Assume like that the Vedam is there and Lord Mahavishnu takes out like this much you completed the basically studying in 3 lifetimes. Not one, in 3 lifetimes. Then you can imagine how big and vast the Vedam is. So there were Rishis, Maharshis who perceived the entire thing, and from Vedam they extracted how best we can live in this world. Those are called Smritis. There is Manusmriti, there is Garga Smriti. These are the kind of Smritis that are still available for us, right? Our mankind is based on the Manusmriti, by the way, right? So Smriti is the second one. And third one is Itihasa. Itihasa means we have 2 Itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Itihasa means Itiha Asam. That means it happened so. Basically, these are our history, right? This is our history. And the fourth one is Purana. The author of Puranas is Vedavyasa. So Vedavyasa gave us 18 Puranas, right? 18 Puranas. And he also gave 18 Upapuranas also, right? So totally he gave 36 Puranas, talking about various pastimes of Lord Mahavishnu and so many different things, right? By giving us in a story format. And the final thing, right, which is called Agama, right? Mainly these Agamas are used for worshipping the Lord. And some of the things that are mentioned in the Agamas are constructing the temples and whatnot, right? So all that was mentioned in the Agamas. So that was not so short, but still in a gist, right? It's in a gist. As I said, we could go on and on, right? But that is a simple description on 5 qualities, right? So with that, I would like to stop right here, right? If there are any questions, I am ready to take. Let's conclude our session for online, Andy, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. Mangalaशासनपरैर्मदाचार्य पुरोगमैः सर्वैश्च पूर्वैराचार्यैः सत्कृतायास्तु मङ्गलम् कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण।